The Walking Dead. I know this video is late. I've been working, and I can make money or I cannot make money, and I'm gonna make money. So this is episode 12 of season 5 of The Walking Dead called Remember. Let's do it. Oh, they going inside. Ouch, she's having to walk on a broken ankle. No bueno. There was a chick in the window, and she disappeared in a split second. That's horror film status. They shot a possum? Don't look. Don't look.
Before we take this any further, I need you all to turn over your weapons.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Let them talk to Deanna first.
Who's Deanna?
She knows everything.
Who's Deanna? Sasha, demonstrate how awesome we are. Thanks. Who are you, ma'am?
Hello. You mind if I film this?
What?
What?
Do you mind if I film our talk?
What kind of kinky stuff is this town into? It's quite literally an audition. Okay, please go ahead and slate and give us profiles.
I was a congressperson.
Oh, that's why you're weird. Now, what's your dark underbelly? Because you have to have one. You're not making a good sale. You're sounding creepy, Rick.
But I know why they're all dead.
They were dicks.
I've done things.
Some bad things. But also kind of fun. It was fun. I done fun things. You're a really short chick. Probably more money in poker if you do it right.
But it's time to decide.
You have 1 minute. She played the whole, well, if you're the one in charge. Rick, you have really pretty eyes. What kind of commie state are we living in? Let them have their guns. Just because society falls doesn't mean the Second Amendment has to fall. I was like, what's wrong with Carol? And then I realized, oh, she was hit by a car. A nice prefabbed home. No zombie guts. High market value. Okay, just because the sink works, that alone, you need to live there. And a shower? Foggy, blurry, naked Rick. Is he gonna shave? I want to see him shave and be all baby-faced again. Oh, he's gonna shave! Hey there, Rick. That razor looks dull as heck. Rick, the apocalypse has done your torso some favors.
I'm Jessie.
Good name.
You know, I used to be a stylist.
Don't insult him. No, leave his hair like that. Looks great. She's interested. Quit moving your head. She's working. Daryl, quit playing with everything you touch. Daryl, you could set the possum down for the interview. Daryl, can you gut that possum on the curb? That is a nice porch.
They took our weapons and now they're splitting us up. Yeah.
Thanks, Obama. There's a zombie or something upstairs. So let's leave the kid alone to find it. I forgot the dog was in the room with me and I got so scared. I heard a noise. Slumber party, fun.
Absolutely amazing to me how people with completely different backgrounds and nothing in common can become that.
Well, they have zombies in common.
Looks like it's one after all.
Hey, I was going to make the commie joke earlier. You don't get to bite on that. Sasha, turn away from the camera. You're very pregnant. It's like the new hot single daddy just moved into the neighborhood and every chick in the town is like, hey. You have like 50 knives in the living room, but you go to the kitchen to get a butcher knife. Daryl's like, I like porch. Rick, don't approach a strange family at a full run. You're just going to weird people out.
It's an owl. I mean, it
Of course it's an owl because they very closely showed your owl tattoo.
Hi.
Enid, I don't like your attitude. Enid, get a Midol, knock it off. Carl's like, I cut heads off zombies for fun, so I don't know how to play a video game anymore. Now Rick's gonna have to worry about new things like teenage peer pressure. A totally ship Rick and Michonne. He touched her shoulder. It's like they're married.
You're Rick.
You're a creep in the dark.
My wife cut your hair.
You stay away from my wife. Now, are you post-apocalyptic creepy or just plain creepy? You're a liar, Carol.
Have you taken a shower yet?
Liar. The whole interview segments they're doing makes it feel like a reality show now. So I'm hoping this new broody little girl becomes a love interest for Carl and then dies tragically. Hello, sir.
Nice to meet you, I'm Aiden.
Hello, Aiden.
My dad did ROTC. He didn't make it?
Way to be nice. You pointed that gun right at Glenn when you were checking if it was loaded. Carl, you're being a stupid teenage boy following a girl and you're gonna get bit. Why do they always just like, hey, there's a zombie, I'll let it be. You should kill every zombie all the time. Who took your gun, Rick? See, and now there are several zombies. Not smart. Ah! Ah! Zombie! Grab your leg, son! Zombie on your leg! Dad, let me do it. You get all the fun.
I know I'm a douchebag.
It's good to know who you are.
Now we have a little pregame ritual. Get our heads on straight.
We go poke the zombie before we go out. So maybe just chaining up zombies for fun is a bad idea? And it's right behind you and you didn't notice it. Zombies are gross and you're an idiot. It's gonna bite you! Ah, my video's locking up! Ew! You're taking off its pieces like it's a sweater. I don't like him now. My video locked up! What's gonna happen next?
You tied up walkers. He killed our friend.
So you put a knife in its head.
You obey my orders out there. Oh, then we're just as screwed as your last run through.
Oh, burn! This guy Aiden is dressed like he's in the first Terminator movie. Oh, you got dropped.
Understood?
Also, just slap your son. Establish dominance.
I'd like you to be our constable.
Constable Rick. I mean, you don't have to say constable, just make it sound fancy. Just say you're the cop. Deputy Michonne reporting for booty.
For what?
For knocking him on his ass.
Yes, what's up? Good mom. No, Carl, she's a troubled girl. That means she does like you. Got a uniform again. Carol, you're dressed like a second grade teacher.
Then we'll just take this place.
Oh, shoot. So that was an interesting episode. There's always something kind of cool about each episode that's a little different than the other ones, whether it's like flashbacks or like fevered dream sequences or things like that. But this one was cool because I liked the use of her taking video and them intercutting scenes with it. It felt like an episode of The Office, but with zombies. This seems like one of the better places they could find themselves, but at the same time, with any community or group of people, there's a bunch of dicks mixed in. It's good that the chick knows that her son is an a-hole. Because if she didn't, there'd be a problem. And regardless of what Rick says at the end, I do think it's going to make them weak. I mean, to some extent, it has to. And then there's, tons of questions. Clearly, you can't learn that much about people in that shortest amount of time. So what's really happened in all their past? What have they been through? And how have they been surviving and getting on? Who took Rick's gun from the blender? You don't take a blender gun. That's like stealing food out of an office fridge. You just don't do it. What was that one chick doing wandering out in the forest? Vision questing? I don't think so. Daryl just seems to be living on the porch. He's like that guard dog you see when you drive through some of the middle states and it's just always on the porch. Usually eating a possum. And one of the things is, no matter how safe a society is and how insulated they aren't enough that they could all just walk the streets and hang out, there's always that chance that one person might just die. Like the old couple might just die, and then you have zombies locked inside what is essentially a cage with you. Her creepy son tying up zombies. Get your head in the game, kid. Nah. A police force comprised of Rick and Michonne is probably the best police force ever. I don't know what the deal with that one chick who cut his hair, because they made a pretty obvious shot of her reaching and you see an owl tattoo. And then she mentions later she's making an owl sculpture. What's that about? And her husband? Creeper, just in general. Like, he didn't even need to do anything but sit on his porch in the dark, and the guy was creepy. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I don't trust politicians. Why would I? So when I wander into society and she's like, hey, I used to be a congresswoman, that would be the first red flag. They mentioned that half their team, I think 4 members of their team had been killed. Obviously because they're just idiots when they do their runs, but I want to know more about that. So while they mentioned they can integrate into society, and you clearly see they're starting to take those steps to, earn their keep, Rick is still pretty much like, if these people are so weak they're going to die, we could just take the town. While that is strategic, it's kind of creepy. So I think that's a smart move. I mean, as soon as something goes sideways, just take over. You can do it better anyway. This just might be my normal disdain for teenagers, even when I was one. I don't like the new kids. And they've done nothing wrong. I just don't like teenagers. Carl don't need to hang out with teenagers. He's like beyond that. As an episode of The Walking Dead, there was surprisingly few zombies. So at least they're in a somewhat secluded area that doesn't seem to have a whole lot of walkers around. So now it feels like at least this storyline is shifting more towards the interaction with people, which they've done in the past. And they're in kind of a gray area right now because they feel like they can trust these people, but you just never know. But it would be interesting to see just conflict that's born not out of like some sort of villain they're having to deal with, but more just how they've changed and trying to get back into somewhat normal society. So, good episode. I'm excited for the next one. And if I forgot to mention anything, drop me a comment. What do you guys think of Alexandria? What do you think these people, do they have any ulterior motives, or are they just trying their best? Don't forget, do the things, rate, comment, subscribe, drop me a comment if you want to, and until next time.